Fort Wayne residents may soon notice quieter ambulances on the road. The Three Rivers Ambulance Authority, or TRAA, will cut back their use of lights and sirens for non-critical emergencies only. Fox 55's Brianna Bias is live at TRAA to explain the reason for this change. Bree?
Tara, if you were to pick up the phone right now and call 911 about an injury, there's a good chance TRAA would use their lights and sirens to get to you as quickly as possible. But the agency says they really don't need to be using those alert systems as often as they do. So starting on August 1st, they're going to start scaling back on siren use to only critical emergencies. And they say the reason for that all comes down to paramedic safety. When you call 911, the Three Rivers Ambulance Authority shows up as fast as they can. But moving forward, their arrival may be quieter.
EMS is changing across the United States, and I think it's up to us to kind of keep up with those changes.
TRAA Executive Director Joel Ben says right now they blare sirens and lights for 77% of calls, but they really only need them for about 7%.
I mean, it could be a mental health illness, it could be a stubbed toe, it could just be some very minor things that, yes, it needs a response and it needs someone to help, but it doesn't necessarily need to be, where lights and sirens responding to that.
He says there's only about a 1-minute difference in their response time if they use sirens. But there's a big difference in paramedic safety. He says they're 2 to 5 times more likely to get in a crash than civilians.
If I can't get an ambulance there now because it's been involved in an accident because they were going lights and sirens to something that was not time critical, and we can specifically say this data set says, we don't need to be there in X amount of time, then that's a disservice to the community.
Now they'll only use the lights for critical emergencies. To determine which cases those are, they'll have to ask the 911 caller a few questions.
Today we ask 3 questions. Is the patient conscious, awake, and or having a heart attack? We're not going to ask those questions now. We're going to turn that over to TRAA.
Dave Bubb with Fort Wayne Allen County 911 Dispatch says everyone wants a rapid response when they call an ambulance, but some injuries don't warrant swerving through traffic to get there.
The reality is we need to take a step back, assess, do better assessment, and send the right response to the right call in the right mode.
Now, TRAA will still use those lights and sirens for critical emergencies, but if you call and you only have a minor injury, don't worry. They're, of course, still going to show up. They're just not going to swerve through traffic to get there. Live in Fort Wayne, I'm Brianna Bias, Fox 55 News.